United States who are celebrating Thanksgiving. Well, happy Thanksgiving to everybody, celebrating it or not. Wonderful holiday. Today we're going to be looking at some manhwa recap channels, specifically just some manhwa. I'm assuming it's just all manhwa. Could be some manga in there as well. If you haven't taken a look at these yet, these are just some incredible ways to, if you enjoy anime at all, you enjoy just wonderful storytelling. There's some really great ones out there, and they are a tremendous time suck. So if you catch yourself watching some anime or just enjoy reading it, might be an option. And a lot of times you can enjoy these without actually watching it, which, of course, it adds to it. But just listening to the stories kind of as you are doing things, in your car, whatever. Don't get in a car accident, okay? But just an incredible way to enjoy some interesting stories. But anyways, let's just jump into it. This is the first one we're going to look at. It's called Betrayed by His Party. He's back 20 years later to take revenge. Return of the disaster class hero. Well,
In
let me play.
terror, while bystanders gawked in disbelief. Weaklings,
This is
Gun
by
muttered, unfazed by the
Manhwa
chaos.
Basement.
When the girl attempted a sneak attack, Gun caught her effortlessly.
I'm not subscribed yet. I'm going to subscribe to Manhwa Basement because, as you can see, I'm 31 minutes in, and I have to admit that I haven't watched all 31 minutes. I was distracted, but the story seems pretty interesting. Right now, it's got 4,000 views from 3 days ago, so you might want to give Manhwa Basement some love. I've never, like I said, this is the first time I've seen anything from him. But oh, here we go. Sorry, gave him the old thumbs up as well. So the story is about the usual. The world has been attacked by monsters, and in this particular world, not everybody has powers, but some people can kick butt without the powers. There are, these people go to this other dimension to attack these people. Oh, look at this terrible breakdown. But essentially, what it is spoiler alert, I suppose. I mean, it's in the title, so they go in there, and this guy is attacked by his other party members, and now he he's come back to kick some butt. I don't even think he realizes it. It doesn't seem like he realizes that these guys betrayed him. No, he does realize it, but he doesn't act like it in the story. And that's one thing you got to kind of remember when you are watching these recaps. Is it's not always clear. The English isn't the best. They're almost always AI readers, but the AI readers are so great right now that it doesn't matter. It's like you almost prefer it. Uh-oh, potatoes 1 and 2 are done. So it's that's one of the things you got to consider when you're watching these things is the how much is it going to bother you? It doesn't bother me a bit. I've been watching Japanese anime forever in Japanese, but I don't speak Japanese. I mean, I've literally watched thousands upon thousands of hours of Japanese anime, and I probably know 5 words. We were just in Japan this summer, and it didn't help me at all. All those years, 12 plus years of watching. More than that, man. It's got to be, I think 2000. No, it was about 2010. I forgot. So 14 years or so of watching anime. Just a little bit of butter. Just a little bit. Not much. I'm going to throw these in the air fryer. It just makes the skin taste better. I know you didn't come here for a cooking show, but it is in the title that this was about cooking potatoes. Dang it. So, anyways, the easy meal for those of you who are looking at. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's terribly unhealthy. Cook these potatoes for about 6 minutes in the microwave, and now the little bit of butter. Make sure you put holes in them before you cook them, otherwise they can explode. Oh, we got about 15 minutes. So, anyways, so it doesn't bother me that the English isn't perfect. It's just part of the game. Figuring out what they're doing adds to the mystery a little bit. Probably, it makes it a little bit more enjoyable. Use your imagination a little bit more. Like they do use improper pronouns. I think improper pronouns frequently. I'm assuming that's an AI thing. I don't know if they have to translate it first and then do it or whatever. But yeah, that could be a little distracting. The artwork also is, something you can judge it on. Like I said, I don't really need that so much. I mean, I like to see a picture every once in a while just to, help with the imagination. But I don't need, this steady flow of imagery to make it enjoyable. I enjoy just listening to the stories. But this one, Betrayed by His Party, let's get back to that. So far, so good. It's very interesting. It's got some interesting characters. A little bit, I guess, mature is the word you would use. There's some bad people in there, and the world is it's a little more realistic in those terms where you can see bad people and how they might treat other people. So this is a manhwa, I suppose. But like I said, it's a little bit higher level as far as what you might see on the typical anime, as far as the bad guys stuff. I mean, you see that in some anime, but not most. So that's something to be aware of. But definitely, I'm gonna give that one a watch and see. But what I wanted to do was go through and look at some other ones. I'll look through my history, as you can see what I watch. But this one is He Trained for 100 Years. Sorry about the commercial. I should get a YouTube subscription.
A special effect on a large area around.
So this one, He Trained for 100 Years, but in the real world, only 100 minutes passed. Manhwa recap. So I don't really understand the title so far. As you can see, I've watched an hour of this one. I've actually had to go back several times to kind of understand what was going on. So maybe not the easiest to understand, requires a little more attention. This one, let's see, 22,000 views 2 weeks ago. And, it is by Shrek. Shrek, I would think he would have more subscribers than 14.9, but we didn't subscribe. We did like this one. Yeah, I love how video title is completely unrelated. Yeah, it does seem to be unrelated to the story. But, they try to hook you in sometimes, and that's fine. You watch a little bit, see if you enjoy it. But this story is pretty good, too. It's about two brothers, and so far, two brothers were... The main character is the weaker of the two brothers, and he is, trying to figure out how to live his life and things like that. He winds up, going into a dungeon. I'll give you a small spoiler alert. Things don't go well, and his brother hates him, and they're fighting, and things don't go well. So after an hour, that's what I've gotten out of it. It's been pretty good. The story's been pretty interesting so far. He trained for 100 years. It's definitely been worth the hour watch. We're going to continue watching it some more. And that's one of the great things about getting into this genre. If you aren't into it, or if you are, great. There's just so much out there now. The legality of any of these videos is beyond my understanding. I don't know Is this all stolen material? Or, are they going to the library and taking pictures of manhwa mangas and I forgot what the Chinese call their version of this stuff, but comic books and just telling these stories, their interpretation of the story, some light novels and things like that. Just this one is pretty interesting too, as far as it's got my interest. I'm definitely going to continue watching it. I didn't, it is long. If you haven't watched these before, like this one's 11 hours. I'm only an hour in, but so far so good. We'll keep it up. Let's go ahead and jump to another one here. He secretly trained his skeletons. I think I just started this one.
Destroy dungeons. People believe that players with special powers could save the world.
No, no, I haven't. This one does look interesting. I think I watched a little bit of this. Wow, oh my gosh, let's see.
But the players, taking advantage of this chaos, were only busy satisfying their selfish goals. There were many rumors among people about the approaching end of the world. But for
He
our
secretly
hero, the
trained
world
his
remained the
skeletons to
same
achieve
place in which he
incredible
does not
results.
trust anyone. He also received abilities, and among the other players, he met someone he began to trust. Lei He was
I
one
mean, I gave this one a thumbs up. I'm just trying to remember it.
of the original 7 players, a warrior, heir to the sacred light, and the strongest player in the entire.
No, I'm sorry. I don't remember this one. I have to get back into it. I'm sorry. I don't I don't remember it. Let me see. Let me just see if I can find another one here. Some more videos. Blah, blah, blah. Great 80 songs. Oh, here it is. Oh, let's see. He secretly trained the skeletons. Like I said, I'm not sure about that one. I have to get back into it. This one was weird. Instead of a team, he chose the solo mode to get a full skill system. That's another one that looks good. I just don't remember it. My gosh, I'm getting old. See this other one.
Here's a quick hack on how to unsubscribe
Sorry
from all
about
of your emails
that.
at
Like
once.
I said,
It's
I
called
need a
Unroll
YouTube
Me, and it allows you to
subscription.
see.
He is the Dragon King who controls time and space, and in the last battle, he disappeared along with his brother's body. If the dragon did not die, but moved to another space, then there is a possibility that his brother is also alive. Rude has nothing to do here, so he's going to leave and look for hints to go back to class together. He finds her near the librarian.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that one either. I'm sorry. Let me take a look here. Oh, here's one I just finished. It's only an hour and a half. It's called He's Invincible, but only with tiny weapons, and no one knows. 8 inches. I guess this is by Manhwa Recap. 3.5K likes. Uh, Mamura Manhwa? Mamura Manhwa? It isn't bad. Hour and a half. I admit it got a little old towards the end. The shtick concerning the sashimi knives. If they add to the story, which sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's got 91,000 views 2 days ago. That's pretty good for 2 days. Not great, but I take it. And yeah, it's definitely. I would wait. I'll say that I would wait. If you want to just take a bite, hour and a half, it's not too bad. Fairly interesting, but hoping for, I don't know. I've gotten used to some of these 18-hour ones, 15-hour ones, and when you get interesting, you just want a little bit more, a little bit more. And this one, just after an hour and a half, I don't know. I didn't really need that anymore. Go ahead and jump back in. He becomes the strongest necromancer after he was reborn. That's episode 57 from Reverse Manhwa. Very, very, very good. 50. As you can see, I'm up to part 57 in that series. It's supposed to be about someone like you or I getting sucked into a new world and then becoming awakened and becoming a necromancer and dominating, pretty much, as you can see there. I don't remember the part about him about him being reborn. Maybe it was in the beginning, and like I said, it's 57 episodes ago. That's quite some time, and it's very possible that it was mentioned, but I don't think it was never really played up. But this one too, it's gets a little repetitive. He figures out how to defeat stuff, and for 30 episodes, he basically is beating everything the same way. So, and he comes across a beautiful woman every a different beautiful woman every few episodes. Spoiler alert. And it just he integrates them into his life for a few episodes, and we'll just leave it at that. But let me take a quick look here. So I'm sorry, we're gonna have to bear through some of these ads. I just hit skip. Oops. Skip.
To clarify the misunderstanding, Musien admitted that she had even erected a tombstone.
So this
for him,
one,
then
I
was
think,
at
is
a loss
based
for
on a
words after learning
Chinese,
that it was Musien who made the
Chinese,
tombstone.
comic. He becomes the strongest necromancer after he was reborn in another RPG game-like world. Was very good. This is episode 57. They don't add all of the episodes in together. I'm actually deeper than this. I think this one's in the 60s right now, but this is for some reason what they have me watching last. 2,000 likes. Pretty good one. It's gotten a little repetitive, but I'm hoping that it picks up a little bit. It's more interesting things. He's still, spoiler alert, he's still fairly low level, even at episode 57. I mean, relatively speaking. So, and this is our big winner. If you really enjoy kind of a darker comic style where there's lots of bad people and strategies involved and cunning and things like that. Loser becomes the god of death to make everyone his slave. This happens to be part 102. I think they're a little over 5 hours in. Very, very good. It's this my top recommendation right now as far as things to watch that if you're interested in this genre. It, it just pops up and boom. It's only been a day. It's got 15,000 views, 22,000 subscribers to his channel, her channel. The join button, I don't know what you necessarily get for joining, but it's very, very good. The story arc has been good. Tons of interesting characters, and an inordinate amount of action and violence, but relatively smart characters doing relatively smart things, which is good. Have you ever seen I think it was Showtime had a show called Spartacus. Reminds me of that a little bit. Just there's some really nasty people out there, and they do some nasty things. And this reminds me of that a little bit. A little bit of Game of Thrones type of. The reality of the situation isn't so great. But let's see if there's any other ones that we can take a look at. Yeah, he was a loser at the academy until he got demonic powers and started his evolution. Man, what was this one? Let's take a quick look here after I skip.
The girl remarked that it was such a crude taunt.
Terrible way to
The
fight.
boy then declared that
Okay,
he
I
would beat
remember
Aang so
now.
severely that Aang
So
wouldn't
this guy
even
was
recognize his own
a.
mother.
So this guy was a Earth's greatest hero. 50 years ago, 60 years ago, and he dies and is reborn onto, I don't know if it's actually Earth or not, but he's born a human being. 60 years later, he has his memories, so he knows how to do all the things that he used to could do, but one, evolution has occurred. So evolution of thought and progress, and the demons that he fought back then, the demons that he fought have evolved, so they're better. This one was called "He Was a Loser at the Academy Until He Got Demonic Powers and Started His Evolution" by Manhwa Fresh. 8.9 so far likes. It's pretty good. It's only been up a month ago and it already has 300,000 viewers. We're an hour and 18 minutes into the 3 hours and 19 minute show. Like I said, I'm sure that things are going to get added along the way. But this one is, it was interesting. It's not my favorite so far. It's definitely one I want to get back to. Hopefully, I don't forget it, jump back into it later. But he gets reborn, and so he's got to, even though he knows all the things he needs to know, he has to. Oh, there we go. He has to actually go out and build himself back up to get back into the position he wants to be in. But he also has to overcome all the new challenges in life. You know, a nice little story there, nice possibilities. He's a guy who doesn't mind breaking the rules, which kind of fun, you know. The foreign bubble. Okay, here we go. And this will be our last one. I don't know if you heard the dinging of the potatoes.
This is the story of Kang, the cowardly dog. One day, out of nowhere, he, along with half the population, got transported to a dungeon. Everyone else, they got these OP skills ready to dominate, but...
So this one's called Being Killed 10,000 times by goblins. He became a god. He became God and made every goblin his slave. Okay, and this one, a little bit, I don't know. Characters are nice, neat. The main character is a bit of a jerk, but you can understand why. You know, when you start watching the show, he's a wild animal sometimes. He does some crazy stuff. And he's, he's not one to take the high road. He will take the low road and get as dirty as he needs to. Oh, I'm sorry, here's it's 15 minutes in the microwave. I'm sorry, 6 minutes in the microwave, 15 minutes. A glorious potato in the air fryer. It's a little bit of butter. You gotta heat that stuff up. But anyways, so the story is of King. He's the main character, and I think this is very similar to another story where like everybody that's a certain age, you know, there's a lot of these stories are similar, which is fine. You know, stories are similar, that's not a big deal. But everybody kind of gets different powers. And this one, you don't die if you don't make it. You just don't get powers, I guess. Yeah, I'm trying to remember that story. So, and that's the thing. It's like, you know, the retelling of these stories might be such that, you know, maybe that's why they don't break copyright laws, because they're, you know, just interpreting what they see mixed with the actual story. So who knows? But this one's is pretty good. I completed the 3.5 hours, and I would like to see more. You know, he goes through. He's not particularly talented, but because of the skill he gets, the talent he gets, he's able to learn more things and become more powerful in a short amount of time. A lot of this, you know, similar themes. What makes this one different is, like I said, he's not nice about it. He doesn't really care about anybody but his family, which is nice. You know, he just he's not there to be a nice person. He just wants to do what he can to be strong, to take care of his family, which, you know, I don't know. I think that's somewhat admirable. But the things he's the things he does pushes him to the next level. Kang, good old Kang. Now there's a few other ones that we'll talk about in the future, but those are the ones I've been watching recently. I think they're all worth at least a quick watch, and that's the great thing about this genre on YouTube. There's just just a ton of these things out there, and if you like some, you know, the algorithm will find out, and you will be inundated with so many. You can never run out of material. There's probably enough to last your entire life. Let me say thank you for watching. We'll be back in the future, and good luck.